Alright, hello all ALL people. My name is Loki and I'm joined here tonight by Jim Helper, or the Honk. How are you tonight, Jim?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Very excited for this matchup tonight we have between Miners and Blooming Lotus. We are getting right into ban phase right now. Now, from what I saw, Miners is number 3 and Blooming Lotus is number 6 on the lineup tonight. So this should be an exciting matchup, as I think we're getting close to playoffs. We do see Blooming Lotus coming out with the Young ban. What was the first ban that they missed?
There was an E-sub.
Gotcha.
That was missed. So we're seeing the Ezreal ban as well as Yone and Rumble on the side of Blooming Lotus.
Alright, we see the Nami ban come through as they round out the first bans for minors. Followed up by Yasuo. Apparently they don't like the brothers. So now we'll have to see what the first pick is. Normally they default to like 80 carry support, but
And it's
we
a
just
Pantheon.
Yeah. Alright, well that's definitely a flex pick. I think it's been flexed in all lanes, at least once or twice.
That is something, it's not commonly seen in the jungle anymore, but it's used as support mid and top, so it could possibly bounce around still. Seeing the Lux picked up by Blooming Lotus here. I'm guessing going support, as it is more common now. But there's also the Seraphine pick, so those are two flexible champions that can either go support or mid. In the Seraphine's case, it could be an APC as that bot lane, potentially as well.
We see the Rel pick up here, which I would like to see it picked for jungle because I've seen it played a lot lately. And then we do have the Orianna pick, which kind of shows us that like mid showed their hand. Orianna's a very strong pick right now, very, very strong champion. And a Senna. There's a lot of interesting picks here. I'm gonna say it's a Seraphine Senna bot lane.
Yeah, that
It's
could
been pretty common lately.
potentially work. I do like the Orianna with that Rel pick though. Rel is kind of easy ball delivery system. When she goes in with her ult, you just follow up with the Orianna ults. The phase 2 bans are coming through. We see the Twitch by Blooming Lotus and Scion from Miners.
Interested to see what this. They banned the Misfortune, so apparently they are.
And the Amumu ban to round up the end of phase 2. Looks like Blooming Lotus wanted to target that bot lane so that there wasn't that synergy.
I see the Wukong pick up on the side of Blooming Lotus. I think that kind of locks in where jungles. What their jungle is?
Yeah, the Wukong does give a decent amount of gauge. It is a bruiser and not a tank, so it is kind of two squishy teams right now besides that Rel. But we see the Caitlyn come out as that lane bully in the bot lane. Still don't know if it's a Rel jungle or a Rel support, and that Pantheon, where that Pantheon's going. We're waiting on this last pick here from Miners to kind of depict where these champions are going.
Yeah, I'll be really interested to see where they go.
And it is a Jax, so I'm guessing it's going to be a Pantheon support with that Rel jungle to gain a lot of popularity through pro play, and has continued at Worlds as well as just into standard play.
I think everything that gets played at World kind of like transfers over to the amateur scene. So I kind of like it.
Would be a good pick, and it is the Ornn locked in for that last pick for Blooming Lotus. Ornn's definitely a good pick here. It is a counter to Jax. The W does negate the counter strike from Jax, as well as gives that beefy front line for Blooming Lotus, and that scaling potential with those Ornn upgrades that give that free 1000 gold.
Absolutely. I'm liking the comp from both sides. I guess it's just gonna come down to execution, how they play their lanes, how they play as a team. So definitely, I can't say that I like one draft over the other because I kind of feel like they picked all very strong champions. I know Senna just got a nerf recently, but she doesn't seem to be too bad. So the nerf didn't hit too hard. I guess we'll have to wait to see where they all go. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Seraphine, Senna, Bala, and Lux mid.
Yeah, I would guess so too. Seraphine does work well farming in that bot lane.
Yeah.
And will be able to farm well and clear the wave well into that pressure that the Caitlyn will supply there. While the Lux would struggle a bit more, she has some wave clear, but not as good of wave clear as that empowered Q from the Seraphine. And the Seraphine Senna will just be able to keep each other alive with that healing between the two as well.
As Brendan wrote in the chat, he's gonna start the predictions once the spectator delay goes live. So. All right. So, how are you feeling about these two comps? Is there one that you prefer over the other?
Just based off of like the basic team fight, I think there's a bit more that minors can do here in this. They do have the team fight going for them in the Rel, the Orion, the Caitlyn, the Pantheon. They can potentially split push if the Jax gets ahead at all, and will be able to take a turret a lot faster than the Ornn. Well, the Ornn's going to want a team fight. The big concern that I have is if there's a lot of squishiness, and if they get dove onto that backline, the Rel hitting the W and going through onto that backline with an Orianna ult, it could potentially just mean that the three carries in this case from Bloom and Lotus could just instantly pop. The Senna will have the capability to kind of avoid with the growing range, but she's got to get to that point where her range is going to outrange everybody else. Otherwise, they're all going to be about the same, and you don't want to be that close when that Rel lands with the ult, because likely what's going to happen is the Orianna ult's going to come through. Jax might be looking for a jump in with the Counter-Strike as well. So I think it's just an easier comp to play from minors, while Blooming Lotus is going to have to do a lot of positioning. They got the semi bigger front line with that Wukong and that Ornn playing for them. I think it's going to actually come down to if the Ornn and Wukong can get some good engages together where they layer the CC for the Lux and Seraphine ults to come through.
Alright. I mean, definitely once they hit 6, it's going to be a rough knocking down in the bot lane. Unless Pantheon can get on top of the two bot laners, which I'm just waiting to see where these champs are. I think we pretty much said that it's going to be, Senna, Seraphine bot lane, but I've seen some wild stuff, so. But we are just getting into champ select now. It's kind of weird casting with you again. It's been a long time, Jim.
Yeah, it's just because it's been on the off season over at TPO. Oh, it's actually going to be a Pantheon jungle.
No way. All right. That's actually not something that I've seen for a while, so
yeah,
this person must be very comfortable on Pantheon, unless they're gonna do the whole switch around that I have seen before, but
it will give that kind of semi-global counter gank. If he's in a decent spot, he can potentially ult after level 6 to join a fight that's going on. or do a long range gank so that they're not being seen on any type of vision while trying to walk in, it is going to be something that you do have to play around and keep that in mind. It's kind of like a modified Briar ult now, where he's gonna get there no matter what, even if the spear doesn't hit anybody in this
Yeah.
case.
Well, I'll be interested to see how his clear is, because this is definitely one pick that I haven't seen for a few seasons. I do see it in the player's champ pool. It looks like I'm just calling him Program. That is way too long of a name for me, but Program definitely has a few games played in his champ pool, so apparently he knows what he's doing. So I mean, he's the one playing competitively, so. Right, so it is Ornn top, Wukong jungle, Lux mid, Seraphine Senna bot lane, Jax top, Pantheon jungle, Orianna mid, and Caitlyn Rell bot lane. And now I really like the Caitlyn Rell bot lane now, as I mean, you and I both played that bot lane, so I know what it can do if executed properly, so they're definitely gonna have to kind of, if they want to have lane control, then they're gonna have to bully the Senna Seraphine early, because they're not really gonna be able to do a whole lot until later on, I want to say, because Senna needs to get her souls, needs to get those stacks up, so.
It's definitely going to be one of those things that the Rel's going to have to, when she looks to make an engage in that landing phase, is going to need to make sure that they are landing the right engage, where they're not going to go in and be dismounted from the horse and trying to walk out and then just be constantly slowed between the Senna and Seraphine, because Senna's I want to say it's the Q or just maybe the autos. It's been a minute since I've played her. Do slow, as well as the Seraphine E potentially roots and definitely slows, even if it isn't empowered.
Alright, so we are going into the spectator delay, and of course Brennan told me the times I was supposed to watch for, and I don't remember any of it, so 120. Okay, thank you. Alright, so this will be an exciting matchup. I'm definitely excited to see a Pantheon jungle. I'm just very surprised by it, that's all.
Yeah, it'll definitely be something exciting, something fresh, as there's been a lot of, when the last time I cast, there was a lot of repeated junglers. Wasn't anything kind of super off meta or anything like that. You'd see the same style of team fighters or facilitators. Jarvan at the time was massive. Kind of glad that I'm not seeing a Jarvan in this game right off bat. So it does get kind of boring at times.
Oh yeah, and I do have to do a quick shout out to my my Invicta people. They are in the Twitch chat. I love you guys very much. Miss you. So we are gonna go on a quick spectator delay. I think that's what I'm supposed to do, and get ready for game number 1. So yeah, don't go anywhere. Alright, hello everyone. Welcome back. We are in game number 1 of Minus versus Blooming Lotus. Jim stepped away for just a minute, so he will be right back.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
It looks like your standard 5-point start right now. Nothing too... No cheeky invades,
30
no.
seconds until minions spawn.
Trying to catch the other team out, but we're just seeing some vision placed. It looks like both junglers are going to start bot side, which typically means that they're going to look top for the gank, but we will have to wait and see. I'm very sad that the Caitlyn has no skin, because skins win game, if everyone didn't know that. Alright. A little bit of trading in the mid lane as Orianna throws her Q out. Starting dominance is what I normally call it. Alright, and the predictions are live, so make sure that you spend your channel points, get those numbers in. So as I mentioned, both junglers did opt to start at bot side, which I think is like typical nowadays, but
Yeah, that's the standard typical start.
yeah.
You kind of get the support from your bot lane and then venture off. Some of the tired teams will end up trying to offset stuff up so that they're on a different path.
A little bit of trading going on in the top lane here between the Jax and the Ornn. Both hit level 2. Now it does look like Miners does have the level 2 advantage down bot lane. Engage from Ornn up in top lane here. They're both at about half health. I think Jax kind of has the upper hand in that early. Those lockdown from Seraphine does come out. Caitlyn's about half health, does get rooted by Senna. Is there enough damage to take her out? Not quite, but it does look like First Blood may go to top side, but still just back and forth.
Just looking at it with the highlights from the Ornn and Jax so far, I don't know how much this Ornn has practiced into a Jax. His W's been a little bit late.
Caitlyn's very low right now, and kind of backed off, let Rel take some of that damage. Caitlyn is forced to back early here. Yeah, I don't know if they've... I mean, the Ornn CS is fairly decent. You see an early roam from the Jax. The Lux Binding lands on Orianna mid here. It looks like Wukong might be caught out here. As Ornn's coming, but is a little bit late, and First Blood is gonna go over to that Jax. Is he able to get a second kill in return? Both members of Miners double kill over to Jax in the top lane. Very nice start for him, but not so good for Blooming Lotus. However, they've been able to hold their own in bot lane, which I was actually kind of surprised by.
That was an exceptional roam by that Jax. Him down, helped to get that scuttle. The Wukong used his W over the wall to try and sneak in, but wasn't expecting the Jax to be there as well. So didn't have that to get away after that flash, and the flash to follow from that Jax to make sure that counter strike stun landed. Definitely a big play for them.
Oh. Engaged down here in bot lane onto the Caitlyn, who I believe did not take the scuttle. But Wukong's getting dangerously low. Pantheon does come in trying to finish it up, but is not able to. Seraphine is able to shut down this Caitlyn. Pantheon taking some
Just gotta be careful.
Yeah, he's extremely low. Oh, that was his blood. I
Those
never
minions
can
hurt.
tell a difference. They do hurt, yes. I mean, luckily you have the Senna to Q you and give you back a little bit of your health. Alright, both bot lanes at level 4 minus the Senna. Knock up from Ornn here in top lane. Re-engaged by the Jax. Oof. That Seraphine is in trouble. Does get shut down by the Caitlyn. So it's 3-1 right now, and 900 gold bounty. Ornn hit level 6, and unfortunately the ult does go wide. Senna's doing a great job at landing her roots there. Is that what it's called, a root?
Yeah, that's the W from Senna.
I'm a little concerned about the lack of vision, but it's still fairly early in the game.
It's only 6 minutes in. Nobody's going to have an excessive amount because the supports don't even have their support items upgraded yet.
I think bot lane just kind of wants to trade right now. Not really do a whole lot of fighting. It looks... We do have Chemtech Drake up. Now I want a Chemtech Soul. Those are like my favorite. Interesting boot choice from the champion.
Yeah, this Senna Seraphine bot lane's kind of working out the way that I expected. It might be down in CS, but they're just throwing out poke.
Lots of damage coming out. Are they able to get the kill onto this Caitlyn as she's getting very low? The E comes out, just not enough damage yet from the Seraphine.
The Rel, they're definitely helping out a lot. Jack's ult's blowing topside. He's looking for a turret dive here, and I think he overstepped.
Yeah, that was a big overstep. So the kill does go over to Ornn due to him taking one too many tower shots.
The casual self-ping.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm still alive.
Hey guys, I'm still alive up here.
Don't worry.
This Ornn's farming exceptionally well. It's like one thing I like to see is an Ornn that can out-farm a Jax. Limit testing. Yes,
Well, I think
that's what it is.
the Jax has backed a bit more than the Ornn has, just because of the passive being able to build items in lane does allow him to stay out a little bit longer if he's healthy.
Mm-hmm.
So it is something to kind of point out that he's gonna be able to do.
And it looks the gold lead was fairly even in... No, it's not even. I don't do math too much.
No, mid lane is where the big gold lead is. That's a 30 CS difference, almost a 700, about a 700 gold difference in the favor of the Orianna.
Yeah, math is not my strong point. I leave that to Jim. Right, flash from the Rel here. Trying to get something out of this bot lane.
Interesting enough, the Rel isn't trying to do the traditional thing, is playing smart and trying to land some CC with the Q before using the W. If she doesn't land the Q, she's been using the W to get out after using the E to try to engage. Both junglers are topside, so this could potentially be a fight over this Herald. as the Wukong and Ornn come down. But the Lux isn't going to be there.
No, she just backed, and she does not have TP. She took a barrier instead.
That was a massive chunk damage down.
Oh. The ult from Senna comes out and does secure the kill onto this Caitlyn. They're able to get a double kill onto the route, and it does go over. So it's 2 for none down in bot lane with the Blooming Lotus. I gotta say, like, I kind of underestimated the Seraphine Senna bot lane, but they're performing exceptionally well.
It's obnoxious damage.
Yeah.
Because you have the constant heal poke from the Seraphine that has AoE and a lot of CC in it. And then you have the scaling AD from that Senna that's just able to start shredding through. And when you layer everything on top of each other, we saw the Caitlyn take almost half her health in almost an instant right before that second follow-up fight started.
Oh, the Caitlyn chopped for a nice kind of diffuse, and she did get several of them step on, but this Orianna shuts down the Wukong. They have no jungler now. They are doing their best to get out. The Lux ult comes out and is able to secure the kill onto Caitlyn. They able to get the Orianna. Not. Oh, Orianna.
Big shockwave.
Big shockwave comes out, and in return, Pantheon's able to shut down the Lux. That was. It was a good fight. Yeah, Pantheon, you were not supposed to be there, my friend. It does fall to the Wukong, unfortunately. He had the right idea, but you probably shouldn't back in somebody else's jungle.
It's more along the lines of don't back on a board.
I mean, that too. Orianna returns lane and is not full health yet.
That was a big fight for Orianna. Did get 2 kills and 2 assists in that fight. Now sitting at a 250 gold bounty, up 1,400 over the Lux now. Those are big fights.
And the gold is still about a 1k gold difference between Lotus and Miners. Looks like they're looking for something down here bot lane. Senna is very low. The ult from the Rel comes out. Caitlyn shuts down this Senna. Are they able to get the return on Seraphine? I think Caitlyn's taking too much damage, and there is no vision to see the...
Here comes the Wukong, though.
Wukong, yep.
But the Seraphine's just dead.
Yeah, she's just gone, unfortunate. But the ult from Seraphine comes
That was Lux.
out. Oh, Lux, yeah. Okay, you know what I meant. Unfortunately, the gold that Caitlyn did get was taken away by the Lux ult. They did, Minus was able to secure Herald and does drop at mid. Not going to connect and get a full turret, but leaves that mid lane tier 1 very, very low. It looks like Seraphine Senna roams top.
Pantheon's just caught out now with the Seraphine coming up.
Is he gonna get out here?
/ follow. I don't think he gets out. If he gets hit by Ornn at all.
I don't think so. Yeah, no. Alright, so Ornn does get the shutdown on Pantheon. Wukong is looking for something mid lane, but there is just one too many minions in the way here. Did they just lane swap? Very interesting lane swap. I'm used to seeing the bot lane go mid, but I mean, if it works, it works.
It might have been a tempo move, trying to reassert tempo. But I don't know if it worked as this bot lane of the Caitlyn and Rel were able to get to the turret first.
The Pantheon ult comes out here mid lane and does shut down this Lux. Lux is not having a good time against the Orianna.
No, and that's a 7-stack Dark Seal Orianna right now. Wukong ult is out here, but the Orianna ult just make sure he doesn't get away.
I think like this is like one of the things about Orianna that like I absolutely love. She does so much damage, but Seraphine is caught out here. The ult comes out, but it's just not enough. She does not have enough healing yet. The ignite does go out onto Orianna, but unfortunately is not able to take anyone down with her. Knockup from Ornn here, trying to set up something. The Ornn ult comes out, is able to connect. This Ornn is on a killing spree, shuts down the Caitlyn, is looking at this Rel here, but there are just too many minions in the way and Senna is just too low for this. Oh, Lux, you need to be careful, my friend, though. Root comes out, but not much more can be done here. Senna does not have ult up, so needs to play careful. However, Lux does have her ult. I would have liked to see if she can get this Orianna, as she's got a 250 gold bounty right now and is miles ahead in farm.
No, the Orianna is definitely one of the two people that needs to get shut down. As she's sitting at, both her and Pantheon are sitting at 300 gold bounties for them. They're big. On top of that, Orianna's at 9 stacks on that Magi's right now. Not Magi's, Dark Seal. And if she goes to the Magi's, it's only going to get harder and harder for them to deal with her. I was positioning aggressively, but she's a little bit behind. Pantheon ult.
Caitlyn comes out, but I mean, it was a great 4-man kind of workup. I mean, we do have the dragon up in about 10 seconds.
There was a lot going right before that dragon, though, and you didn't get much out of it.
Alright, knockup from Ornn. I gotta give props to this Ornn, performing very well this game. The Senna, the Senna ult was coming out. Seraphine ult was able to shut down Rel. The Wukong is so low right now. Really needs to be careful. And Jax is there as well, so.
Jax went to teleport in.
Oh no.
Almost got a kill there. That was almost really bad by the
the Caitlyn traps come in clutch here as they're able to take out the Senna, but the Lux shuts down Orianna. That's a big shutdown for the Lux. Are they able to get this Caitlyn? She's got fancy feet here. Oof, Lux ult goes wide. Absolutely.
That should potentially give this dragon over, and they'll be up on their second rake.
Alright.
Both teams are just looking to back off of it for right now, it seems.
I was gonna say they're not starting it up, but I think Wukong really isn't trying. Senna does land a nice root onto that.
Just getting a soul.
Yeah, needs her souls.
She's gonna be in trouble
a little
here.
bit of trouble. She just is gone. Jack, she pops her.
The rest of Lotus completely backed off, and Senna just stayed a very poor positioning there, as the Lux did try to use that ult to try to steal it, but with that kill, it is gonna be an even Drake's.
Alright. So So currently it's 15-13, and there isn't really much of a gold. About what? I don't do math, Jim.
2.5.
The ult
Yes.
from Pantheon does come in to deter them from this tier 1 tower and top lane. Caitlyn's roaming up looking to see if she can come to the aid. The root
Is the
comes
Jax
in.
as well?
Well, lots of people up here. Caitlyn shuts down the Seraphine. Orin is Orin, you're all by yourself, buddy. Caitlyn is like at no health right now. Jax shuts down the Orin. Wukong in turn shuts down Caitlyn. Is they able to secure the kill on the Pantheon? I don't think so. I think this Wukong is in trouble. Jax kills the Wukong here. Big team fights. These guys are, they woke up and chose violence today.
And it just kind of seems like the pace of the game is going in the favor of miners right now. Lotus is struggling to kind of meet them toe to toe, and is actually just showing up late to some of these fights, which, yeah, the fight gets extended, but you start getting some kills back in return, but you're also losing an additional 1 to 2 more kills over in the long run.
And just clearing out some vision here. We've got a Cloud Drake coming up about 2 minutes. We do have, is that Herald?
No, that's Baron up.
That's Baron up. Okay, we've got a 22-minute Baron. I feel like this game could go in any direction at this point. Both teams are kind of keeping up tempo with each other. Fancy Feet does dodge the root from
Senna forced to blow the flash after being caught out again.
Alright, so currently Seraphine's got the Leandres, Caitlyn's got the Storm Razor. It's Unspoken Parasite on Orin. Riot needs to come up with new names for the Orin upgrade item. It's driving me insane. Oof. Alright, Luxol is blown, does not connect here. Alright, so they got tier 1 in bot lane. Tier 1 in top lane was taken by miners. I feel like it's just even across the board here.
Yeah, the turrets are kind of getting even. Actually, no, they're not at all. It's currently 3-1. There's no outer turrets. Well, the tier 1 turrets are all gone for Blooming Lotus. Well, there's only been that bot turret that was taken. Miners trying to go for Baron here. They are on a ward, so it is aware that they are taking it, but there's been no move.
Yeah,
They're
they
just
don't
taking
have
it
the
slow.
numbers to do it. They're just throwing out ults to try and dissuade them, but I think that they have the damage to take it.
Ornn is not joining. I don't know if he didn't have he's teleporting now. Baron's at 4,000 health. Big engage from the Wukong, but it's just massive damage coming through. The Caitlyn is online.
This Seraphine did, do her best here, but I think Ornn might be caught out here as Orianna is up, does not have the ult available, but it looks like they're just gonna walk out. No Baron for either team.
That was not the best call. Even with the gold lead that they have, I don't think miners had the damage and the massive lead to be able to take the Baron up as much as they did, and then potentially have to fight there after Blooming Lotus joined up on them. They just essentially got themselves killed, where a lot of them were half health or below half health once the fight started, just from tanking that Baron.
Senna's getting her souls in. Alright, so now it looks like Blooming Lotus is looking at Dragon. This should be contested by miners, as Senna's semi-caught out. It looks like Oriana actually might be. Oh, nice. Nice. The Wukong comes in and cleans up the kill and gets taken out himself, actually. Senna, don't leave your souls behind. I would have walked back those souls. Oh my god, so much. Alright, the Senna and Ornal both come out. The Luxalt comes out as well, but Jax secures the kill onto Senna. Ornn.
It's a triple kill for Ornn.
Oh my god, okay. Yeah, Jim, you're casting now.
And that's gonna be a quadra kill in the end for the Ornn.
Ornn is 8, 2, and 5. These top laners both are massive.
Ornn's just a champ that should not exist.
You can't say that.
Listen, no tank should have the damage to assassinate squishies. That's all I'm saying. I play Ornn, and I know it, that Ornn is a cheeseball of a character where when your mark does a huge chunk of damage on top of it, big smite steal for that Pantheon.
There's too much going on for my brain to comprehend right now. I think these are more messy than half the fights that we see in the higher elo.
The Ornn upgrades are coming through though. So he is 15. It does look like the Wukong was the first one there. As well as the Lux got the first 2 Ornn upgrades. So they're going to have a little boost of 1,000 gold essentially with those upgrades. And those will start playing into effect in these team fights, potentially turning this around. The game's currently at like 1.5 thousand gold difference.
Yep.
But it could be much closer. This top turret is barely, top tier 1 for miners is barely standing up. Very little health left on it. I could easily go over and bring the gold lead closer and closer. Mid lane tier 1 still up. We might be in trouble here though, as the Pantheon and Jax are here.
So is Rel.
This is a lot thrown for the Ornn. Only the Seraphine rotated. The Wukong and Senna are just hanging out in the jungle. Now Seraphine's might get chased down here. They're looking to dive.
Oh,
it's a double kill.
But
oh, this is really bad.
That was an Oriana. Oh my gosh. Okay.
That was a massive throw. Why are you guys not doing Baron? You just got 4 for 1.
Yeah, and it was the Caitlyn that went down. So as long as they have the damage between Darrell, wait, where's the Pantheon?
Pantheon had ult to go back in.
Oh, the Lux ult comes out, just not enough. Teleport is coming in now from Ornn, which is just waiting them off of Baron.
that sneaky Ornn damage would have gotten at least 2 of them there.
Yes, it would have. There is 2 bounties still standing on the side of miners. We've got 500 gold on the Jax, 200 gold on the Orianna. So I guess it's going to be a let's see who can get Baron first without being interrupted.
I think it's just kind of one of those things that nobody's really had that damage to kind of run away with the game yet. These team fights have been close for the most part, besides that last one that was kind of not really a team fight, but just a series of skirmishes that Lotus took poorly, where the Ornn got caught out and then the Seraphine got caught out as she walked up while the Ornn was dead.
I know that there was always the saying that we used to use about wrapping the game up before the 27-minute mark, because that's when, like, if you have scaling champions, that's when they kind of reach their peak. And now you've got a Seraphine that's online, you've got a Senna online, an Ornn, as well as, you know, the Caitlyn, Orianna, Jax.
I think it's just kind of like who can get onto whose carries better. And the Jax is definitely dealing a large chunk of damage while tanking up a large chunk of damage. Oh, Senna's gonna get caught out here again.
Yeah.
Completely surrounded and isolated. I wouldn't even have tried casting that ult.
No. No, but it didn't actually go through, so she still does have it up.
But that should actually be third Drake for miners here.
Putting them at soul point.
Unless something odd happens, but it looks like Lotus is just willing to back off and give up this third Drake, not fight for it, not give over more kills. They might try looking for some shutdown gold of their own top side.
Yeah, Jackson's caught out here in the middle of...
Jackson Wukong ults traded. The Ornn knockup goes wide. Flash away from the Seraphine ult. That's the Senna ult. Here comes the Pantheon. Jax was able to stay alive way too long. And he's going to just be able to get 2 kills. And they're going to be able to turn on to Baron. There's no smite here.
And there's not enough members of Blooming Lotus to stop this.
They could potentially go for Lux ult seal, but I don't think it's enough.
So they got Soulfleet and Baron out of that fight. I'd say that it's pretty worth. The Lux ult comes out, but Caitlyn has enough health to survive that.
That was a very big series of events for miners here as they expanded their gold lead up to 6.3 thousand. Off of that Drake and follow-up fight, as well as Baron.
There's a big shutdown on Jax right now. If anyone's able to secure that kill on the side of Blooming Lotus, that's a 1,000 gold shutdown. But Orianna and Jax are pushing bot lane, and no one's there to answer them as all 5 members of Blooming Lotus are mid lane. The teleport from Ornn comes out, but I don't think that was the play there, as you do have an Orianna that has ults available. The Ornn ult comes out, but I don't think it's going to be able to dissuade them enough as... Oh, okay. I was wrong. Ornn to shut down Jax. Got that big shutdown. The Senna does get the kill on to the Pantheon. Ooh.
It's just an interesting fight going on. The Jax choosing to power drive that Ornn. Yeah, you're ahead. You had that 700 gold bounty, but you're still tower diving a tank.
Sorry, I have like this cough that won't go away.
It is something that just kind of.
Oh my gosh, look at the, it's a almost 4K, yeah, 4K gold lead in mid lane.
It's a massive difference. That's a 115 CS lead of that Orianna over that Lux. She's just not doing well enough CSing this game, because normally when you see something like that, you see the another laner having a significant lead, but nothing to make up for that. A 10 CS lead in that bot lane for the Seraphine, and only a 41 CS does not make up for 115, which is that rough number.
Oh, this Oriana's doing a great job. You can just see the strength of like who Oriana is as a champion right now.
Definitely probably one of the most comfortable mid laners right now in that game. Jack's looking for a bit of engage onto the Senna, but Ornn is there to kind of push him off.
Oriana wants a blue buff. Seraphine does have the Riley's Crystal Scepter now, and Wukong shuts down Caitlyn, and now a pause comes through.
I was wondering if that Caitlyn just kind of went bye-bye there.
Oh, Katie's. Oh no, they. Kate had disconnected. This
Another
isn't even
real
fair.
over onto the Senna there. Rel getting that one.
This is gonna be a fight for the Drake, because if Miners gets this Drake, that's gonna put them at Soul.
Oh, Jax with a good flank here is onto that Lux already, as the Seraphine's getting chased off by the Pantheon. Pantheon is able to take one down, as well as the Jax takes down the Lux. Just the Wukong by himself, trying to escape.
And this is gonna be I believe it's just gonna be a free trade.
They can try to sneak into there. Their vision of the Drake is going down. They won't be able to tell. It looks like they're just giving it over, though. That's going to be Cloud, so over to Miners. And that's not something that you kind of want to see when you're already 6,000 gold behind. You don't want the enemy team to have lower cooldowns, as well as that faster movement speed around the map. You are already having difficulties chasing their macro plays and their movements, and now they're just even faster and going to be able to outpace you a lot easier to these objectives, to these rotations.
I'm watching Twitch chat, and Brendan said the Jax needs to become allergic to these objectives.
I think they could easily do that and still be fine. But Oriana's ahead by a lot. If she gets a big shockwave onto anyone, that's it. And on top of that, who do you put to answer the Jax? Right now they're doing Wukong, but
I think it's really
loses
Ornn.
that.
I think Ornn needs to be the one to answer Jax on the top lane.
But I think Jax just now. Oh, it's the thought that counts. There we go. thought that counts.
Right, we have Baron up again. Now, are miners gonna be able to take this for free?
Horn does have teleport. He can join this,
Oh,
but they're just
no.
gonna wait, and that's a shockwave onto 2, and the Jax gets 2 quick kills there. Looking for the Wukong, flashes to chase after. The leap and counter strike underneath the turret. It's gonna be a kill over to the Caitlyn.
Oh
Orange
my
gonna get a
gosh.
turret bot side, but that's a clean 4 for 0. They just baited the Baron and said, "Hey, come face check us in your own jungle."
I mean, but they're letting Orm base race them.
I don't think that's a fight that Orn wins.
No, I don't think he has.
They have
Oh,
the
no.
biggest of bunks in that Jax right there.
Team's inhibitor has been destroyed.
They're just shredding through these. Orn is here. They're just looking to go onto him to pad those stats. But that's gonna be game 1 over to Miners.
Very well played by both teams. Unfortunately, I think that the Orianna and Jax were extremely problematic, and no one was really able to respond to them. But we are going to take a quick break to get ready for game number 2. All right, everyone, welcome back for game number 2. Jeff, yeah, I can talk today. I'm waiting to see if this Orianna gets banned. Jim and I were talking in the little break that we had. Orianna was a very big factor in game number 1, but we see the Young ban coming out for Blooming Lotus, and I believe that Miners was the first ban. No one played Briar. Someone played Briar.
I wonder if they switched sides to go blue set because they're looking at potentially first picking the Oriana.
Potentially. They did ban the Senna. I didn't think that Senna was that big of an issue game one, but they're gonna stick to this the two brothers and then Rumble. And Nami Senna for the first round bans from Miners. Blooming Lotus does lock in Ezreal first pick.
It
And now
wasn't
we'll have to see
changing any of the bans for Blooming Lotus, so they thought that the bans weren't an issue.
No, but we do see Misfortune locked in on the side of Miners, which is which was one of the bans last time. So they're gonna go with more of a carry versus an EP carry. Ooh, Misfortune Nautilus. Kinda like that.
Gotta love me some Nautilus.
I know you like that.
Anchor tosses getting thrown out.
Yeah, you've been playing a lot of Nautilus lately. Mainly because I need help not dying on Aphelios and Caitlyn.
If I'm being honest, when I play Nautilus, it's because I'm feeling lazy or I don't feel like really playing League at the time.
Hey, Lux is gonna be locked in the side of Blooming Lotus, which I believe was in mid lane last time. I'm surprised that we don't see that Oriana ban, honestly. That would have been like my first ban.
Either that or picking it up. I don't know if who plays Oriana.
I'm gonna say no when I looked at their OP.gg, but we do see Nunu locked in on the side of Blooming Lotus. Let's see what is followed up.
Now, is that going to be a tank Nunu or is it going to be an AP Nunu? That is the question.
Has to be AP. He wants to be zooming. I hope that they played the Nunu bot so I can hear and tower dive, and tower dive, and tower dive. Not the Lux again. Alright, Lilia was locked in on the side of Miners. Yeah, I'm not sure
I
how I
like
feel
that.
about this Lux mid again because she struggled quite a bit the first game. But let's see if she's got some comeback game in her. Draft diff GG. Oh jeez, math. Math is calling a draft diff now.
I don't know if it's a draft. That's definitely an interesting draft between the two teams. Some pseudo frontline on both ends, especially depending on what build path Nunu goes. If it's AP or tank.
And tower dive. Please play robot Nunu, please.
It's Nunu bot.
Whatever, same thing. Because every time I play it, all I can hear is "and tower dive." Tower dive. But alright, how are we feeling about this draft?
Definitely an interesting draft. Miners went with another side laner, but instead of going on their top lane, did elect to go with the mid lane for that Caston, who is going to be a super safe side laner. If he gets collapsed on, he just repeatedly presses R and hops on out or hops towards his team to join him. While the enemy team for Blooming Lotus, personally, I am not a huge fan of Ezreal. I know a lot of people like Ezreal. He's a safe AD carry. But my big concern is it comes down to he is inconsistent DPS. You can be hot on him and be hitting those Qs and dealing a ton of damage, or you could potentially be kind of stuck either in a minion wave during a team fight or missing those Qs and just not dealing the damage that your team needs. So it's going to be something that is going to be up to Red Panda to play well to kind of do that damage that's needed for them. On the other hand, Malibu might be able to get a really good flank onto that backline with this Aatrox and just shred through, because we've seen Aatroxes before that have just kind of blown up backlines or blown up the squishies in a quick instant after just landing the 3Q proc. I do think that these fights this game are going to likely be as chaotic as this last game, just because of how the fights are going to want to start. Gnar's going to want to look for a big Mega Gnar ult. Lily is going to want to try to put some people to sleep. Maybe a hook from Nautilus. Nunu wants to roll a ball into the team. Aatrox wants a flank. There's not really much like heavy go buttons.
Yeah.
If a skill shot is missed or anything is missed at all, it's just going to end up potentially turning the fight so that instead of you starting the fight and getting ahead with it, you might just end up getting yourself blown up really quick as the rest of your team tries to scramble to help.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping to see like a little bit of a better performance from Boo this game. I am gonna have to disagree with you on Ezreal. I've watched somebody climb from Emerald all the way to Diamond on Ezreal, and Ezreal's a very strong champion when given the right team comp. So I'm kind of hoping to see that executed here. But like I say, every game is gonna come down to execution. It's not what the team comps are as much as they have an impact on the game. It's how well you're able to execute it. So we're gonna go to a quick spectre delay to get ready for game number 2. So we will be right back. Don't go anywhere. Alright, welcome back everyone to game number 2 of Blooming Lotus versus Miners. This is Loki, and there's Jim, who had to step away for a moment. But we had a little bit of it was a very rough game for game number 1 for Blooming Lotus, so I'm kind of hoping to see comeback this time.
30 seconds until
A little bit of vision trading going on, but Nautilus did an early back, which is kind of odd, but I don't know what that. I think that's the new Sona, the non-prestige Sona skin, or the immortal. I don't know what it is. I don't know either, cat. I have no idea. But I am sad that there's no Misfortune skin, no Lilia skin. But that Ezreal skin. Gosh, I love the Heartsteel line. I'm not gonna lie. Once again, both junglers starting a bot side. They have the Heartsteel Ezreal skin, Jim.
Yes.
The one that I don't have.
Ukraine Sona. It's an older Sona skin that they're using.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. It was a Christmas Sona.
Oh, no Christmas skins allowed.
There's the DRX. Aatrox.
Aatrox?
Aatrox.
Yeah, apparently it was a Christmas one. Oh, now I see it. Okay, it kind of looks weird. I don't know how I feel about it.
Early level 2. Hook does land onto the Sona. His fortune blows Ghost trying to get that first blood kill. Does end up trading a decent chunk of her health. That double up almost taking out Sona there.
I feel like this lane matchup for Nara is going to be in the favor of Aatrox, but in comes Nunu with the snowball delivery.
Ooh, good flash from the Nunu to throw down the root. But both flashes are going to be blown from the bot lane of Miners to make sure that they do get out here. Good gank by that Nunu to getting 2 summer spells for just the one. You know. Looks like Lilia might try for this top lane here.
Lilia's been clearing her jungle camp, so she as well had more farm from the Nunu.
And a bit of a reverse of what the lane looked like last game, where the Seraphine Senna was just kind of a bit of a bully, but Lily is just invading into topside, gets a massive chunk out of this Nunu. Could potentially look to take that Grump. I don't know if it's the safest play right now. Lux did kind of rotate up partially, so would be able to respond before the Caston, who doesn't really want to fight in this early stage of the game.
And Nautilus is very low to be standing in a bush there. It looks like the Hex Tech Flash is going to come out.
He's just spinning the Hex Tech Flash wheel.
It looks like Lily is looking for something here.
There's no mana really on this bot lane for Lotus. If they step up too far, it could be dangerous. Hex Flash is out. The hook does land onto the Sona as well as the Root. Heal comes out as well as the Ignite, but that's first blood over to that Lilia, who was able to get the first successful gank after 2 attempts from this Nunu failed.
Alright, we've got a little bit of just back and forth poke coming out here in mid lane. It looks like it's gonna be a lethality MF. She did go first strike. I'm still not a fan of the lethality MF, but I think I'm gonna have to get used to it. It doesn't seem like it's going anywhere, so. Luck's doing a lot better this game than the first game. But I also think that Caston kind of has a slow start. The Root does land here onto the Seraphim. The Misfortune, he does come out and able to secure that kill onto
Airhead getting caught out by themselves, not playing safe alone in lane. Did you just get the name?
Yeah, yeah. I just saw Cat's comment and I was like, I just looked at it, I'm like, ah. Whatever Derek did, it was bad. I feel like it's such a slow-paced start for Gnar, but I don't really know what his spike is.
He just kind of does consistent damage.
Okay.
That
Ooh.
was an odd combo. That might have gotten Gnar in a lot more trouble, but it looked like the Aatrox was just looking to back off there. Aatrox blew his own ult though. Just trying to get the turret, the minions under turret, potentially the back, but wasn't entirely successful.
Alright, so it's a little bit of a slower paced game this time. Minor did secure the first break, which is Mountain. Probably not one that I would have wanted to give away.
Either team kind of benefits the same from Mountain. There's not that many tanks, so that a little bit additional armor buff does help out a lot. Just look like Nunu might be trying. No, he's going for those Krugs. Thought he was trying to roll his ball into bot lane. Hook goes wide by the Nautilus. They gotta be careful because Misfortune's healthy but doesn't have the mana to kind of deal with much. I don't know if she'd be able to cast her ult right now. If I start, Hook goes out. Nunu's rounding the corner. The Nautilus ult comes out trying to get out of the Misfortune out of there. She's gonna go down to the Nunu. Now it's the Nautilus trying to get out. New ult's being casted, and it's going to be a double kill for the Nunu. As the Lux also roamed down, going to give that Caston a turret plate gold in that mid lane. Oof, I didn't even realize the Lux is falling drastically behind again in the CS column. Ezreal gets executed by the minions. A bit of an oops. Something that you can laugh about since it was an execute, but not something that you always want to see.
Ooh, that Catherine might be in a little bit of trouble. I don't know what his cooldown is on his ult yet, but that...
I think he can ult over the
lockdown.
wall the second that he gets... Yeah.
Ooh, Ooh, the Misfortune ult comes out, but just misses the lockdown on Sona by a hair. That's unfortunate.
I'm trying to chase down the Aatrox, who's slightly cornered here. Does blow the ult, flashes away, but the flash follow from the Lilia does make sure that the Aatrox goes down. Re-engage from the Nunu is not a wise choice, as it just gets chunked down. Lilia ult comes out onto the Lux. They're diving down. The Ignite might kill Lilia here. It is a return kill, a shutdown there for the Lux, but that's going to give more turret plates over to that Caston, who's already got almost a 50 CS lead at the 11-minute mark.
Ooh, that Hextech Flash comes in clutch here.
Oh, but they might be over chasing for the Sona. They completely ignored the Ezreal, who's still able to throw more Qs out.
Yeah, Ezreal's got a lot of Pokemon, so.
Lux ult does come out, and the Arcane Comet does get the kill onto the Misfortune, which should give a little bit of priority for some turret plates to this Ezreal. But Lux does need to, if she is going to roam, does need to start getting these kills, because she has given up a lot in regards to the experience as well as the CS. But top lane, Gnar and Aatrox, we're just seeing the Gnar chase down the Aatrox in mini form. Does get the solo kill in topside. Herald's dropped mid. It almost takes the turret there as the Lilia and Caston are looking for more. Caston gets aggressive towards the Sona. The Knights dropped to kind of pressure them away. Sona's face checking the Lilia now. That's not where you want to be. It looks like the jungle isn't safe itself. Good heal from the Sona, though, does make sure that she gets out. Ezreal's trying to look for more. The Misfortune ult goes across a few, but not the entire group. Certainly a one-for-one trade. Nunu looks like he's going to be left out on his own, though.
Alright, look at the gold difference here. This Caston definitely has the lead right now. That's like a big one to look at. The Gnar has the lead. There's a lot of leads here, actually. Miners is definitely in.
They're in a demanding lead already.
Yeah,
it's almost a 2,000 lead in that mid lane, and then 1,000 gold lead up in top lane. It's a level 8 Lux to a level 10 Bastion as well. It's a 60 CS lead at 14 minutes.
Yeah, that's big. I mean, this Gnar is doing a really good job against this Aatrox. I thought it was going to be a harder matchup, but he's been able to hold his own until Moon right there.
I would have preferred to see that shutdown go over to that Aatrox, kind of help him out in that solo lane. The Gnar already has his Divine Sunderer, and Aatrox is just looking towards that Gore Drinker right now. Caston looking to chase.
Yeah, the Caston right now is very big. He's got the Rod of Ages, he's got the Merc Treads.
This is the stuff, though, that's costing this Lux. She went down bot again and just been sitting out of experience in CS looking for a play. 2v2 in top lane though. They're looking for the Aatrox first. Doesn't have ult up. Could potentially go down here. It is going to be 1 kill over so far. They're looking to tower dive for the second kill. The Gnar barely gets out with their life as a double kill goes over.
Very, I mean, it's kind of the same type of play that we saw game number 1, where Miners kind of started to snowball early and then just didn't give up that lead. And we're kind of seeing the same lead start here. I probably would have picked another champ aside from Lux, especially in the mid lane. I know that she's popular right now, but I feel like it's just not doing what the team has intended it to do when they, you know, thought about the draft and everything. But that's just my opinion there.
I think the main issue in the mid lane is the Lux is trying to roam to do a bunch, but not being successful. So they have lost a significant amount. They're down 2 levels in experience with only dying once. Down now almost 80 CS. She's kind of stagnant in regards to her ability to scale and to get some damage. Nunu bots had the flash to block the ball, but it's just going to get both of them. Instead, that's going to be 2 good kills over a good gank by the Nunu. Definitely making a lot of plays here. Lux lands the Q, the flash away from the Gnar to make sure that he gets out there in that top fight. But Keston is just hammering away on this mid lane. He's just been given
Keston is not what you need.
But it's one of those things that he's been left to his own devices. He doesn't even have his Rod of Ages to the 10-minute mark yet on it. And he's just been given free reign of the game.
I mean, he's got an almost 3k gold lead on this Lux. Or over 3k.
Almost 4k now.
Yeah, that's... like, I normally look for, like, positive aspects and, like, where can you come back here? But this is looking a little bit grave for the side of Blooming Lotus.
But Keston might be caught out here. Does have the ult, but it's going towards the enemy team. I think he's trying to like bait it out. But Aatrox and Gnar fighting topside. Flash from the Keston. Keston hasn't even backed yet. She took berries and is looking top now.
Oh.
Lily is also top. Letting the Aatrox just leap. It's just gonna solo tower dive to make sure that the Aatrox goes down and they get that turret. Lux now caught by herself. Oh, she is gonna get the solo kill onto the Gnar though. The mini Gnar came out a little too early for Gnar and he wasn't able to get any additional damage down before the Lux ult came off and got the kill. Nunu showed top though. So this is gonna just say, hey, go for Drake. The Misfortune ult as well as the Nautilus ult comes out. We need to block the ball. Nautilus gets caught by the ball. It's going to be big, as so does the Misfortune. This is no longer in favor of Miners. As the Aatrox and Nunu came in at the right time. Gnar's behind them, but isn't able to get anything more. Misfortune and Lily are forced to run Gnar and Cassian are still here, but it's mini Gnar right now. Lux is joining as well. Lux Q goes wide.
Ooh, that age.
3-man Mega Gnar as the Cassian goes in looking for a kill, but doesn't get anything out of there. He's gonna get chased down now. This
Yeah,
could
but
be...
his ult's gonna get him out. He can ult after ult after ult, so.
Yes, but how his ult works is he... It's kind of like Kog'Maw ult, where the more you cast it, the more it costs mana. So sooner or later, he was going to run out of that mana. Instead, he's just choosing to escape the top side and just take that top turret. As Lotus looks for their first Drake of the game, get some of this bounty gold into their pockets as well as the Drake gold. After a good fight by them.
The Ezreal ult tries to is just getting vision as to if anyone's on Baron, but they're pushing into the tier 2 of Blooming Lotus right now. Sona, it might be caught out here. I mean, Ezreal's not far behind, but
Misfortune stepped a little bit too far forward. Well, Misfortune may have just kind of sentenced the Gnar as well as the Nautilus there after Aatrox is just shredding through. That was a massive fight that Lotus just caught out.
They just set them up for Baron. This is going to be a big turnaround for Lotus.
They do have to play as careful. They still have a lot of damage, and a sleep could mean a lot more. The Lux is just gone already. Shut down onto her. The Cassian's trying to dodge as much as possible. Shut down onto the Lilia for the Ezreal. And they're gonna just trade the Lilia to stop the Drake.
Oh no.
Cassian's trying to look for more, but is a bit over aggressive there, as that's a 1v4.
I mean, he's 5-0-4 and needs to be careful on not getting caught out here. He's gonna use the fancy feet here to sidestep the base stuff, but oh my gosh, he is just dominating right now.
He hit that 10 mark.
Gosh. That was a massive shutdown onto the Ezreal. That's where you need that shutdown gold to go to. Nautilus, I think that you're not where you want to be, my friend. Just go back home. Go home. So Lux shuts down that Nautilus. He overstages a little bit too much there. And Lily is doing the best that they can. Just is able to get the kill onto the Lux, but unfortunately there is a Nunu and a Sona who is not going to let you get away for free. Alright, Gnar takes tier 2 in bot lane here. The only turret that's left standing is tier 2 in top. Jim, if you're talking, you're muted.
I'm sorry, I had muted briefly because I was coughing. No, but this is something that they could easily look to kind of use the teleports to their advantage. You're seeing the Cassian push topside already, forcing out that Aatrox teleport. Now they have a true teleport advantage. They could switch it back around and put potentially the Gnar topside and the Cassian bot side and threaten the base with the Cassian. And if they show up with multiple members for the Cassian, look for that Baron.
Alright, so it's 18 to 17 with about a 5 sequel.
Just almost one shot the Lux as the Sona ult goes wide.
This Cassian is all by himself. I mean, the Nar's there, but that's a whole team. They're looking for Baron right now. Is Nar able to do anything to stop this Baron?
If he gets to Mega Gnar, he might be able to get an ult to kind of dissuade them. But just showing that enough was enough to pull them off.
Oh, this Cassian might be caught out here by the entire team. Alright, Misfortune just takes down.
Big Mega Gnar ult to get the move out, but that's a huge Lux ult across too.
Looking for anything right now. Oh no. Oh, alright. Misfortune is able to shut down Aatrox.
This was a 4v5 that Miners was able to just run away with. As the Lilia was taking their third Drake of the game and will now be at Soul Point.
Alright, what does Blooming teams do to get back into this game?
What did you say?
What does Blooming Lotus have to do to get back into the game?
They need to get good picks, or they're getting multiple of the squishies, or pick a fight potentially with the Mega Gnar running out, where he goes back into Mini Gnar and can get instantly popped. Do you see the new looking for an engage here? The Nautilus is caught. The hook does get him out though. Misfortune ult across the team waits any further action. Aatrox might be in trouble up here, but he does blow his own ult, trying to chase down the Cassian, who's just gonna ult away.
Aatrox, I don't think this is a fight that you want to take.
Aatrox wants to delay it, try to make them look for a re-engage as the rest of Lotus comes rolling in. The Lux ult goes wide. They're trying to get onto the Cassian, but they're over chasing as the Sona just tanks turret and goes down. It's a double kill for Gnar as Ezreal falls. This is a massive fight for Miners now. After being late to it, Cassian's trying to chase down and flank the Lux. Lux will get the Misfortune in return, but that's a 5 for 2. And that's going to be the base opening up in at least one spot for Miners here. So it's just going to be the Sona up right now. They're looking for that mid inhib, and looks like they might try going for this bot inhib turret at least. Both turrets are down now. The Ezreal is up as well as the Nunu. They gotta be careful because that bolt could connect. and set up another play.
I just realized that Nunu went the Radiant Virtue, so more like healing than the AP version, which is just, I want to go fast. These games are so close.
This has been quite back and forth for how much the gold lead is in the favor of miners. I believe most of that is on that Caston, as the Lux has not been farming all game. Hasn't even breached 100 CS in 31 minutes now. So that's going to be a massive gold difference, as it's currently 3.5 items to just the 2 for the Lux.
Yeah, this big. They can secure this Baron. This could be.
Oh, the Gnar goes over trying to find the ult, but goes into mini right away.
Oh no.
The Nautilus is on the back line, but doesn't get any help. The Misfortune kiting away from the Aatrox does get one in return. The Caston's going to chase down the Sona. Ezreal gets a kill onto the Misfortune. But Caston teleports into the base. They need to get out of there. They're just disrespectfully teleporting underneath the turret. It's a kill for that Gnar, but they still need to get back. They need to not fight here. This is a waste of time. That's a double kill over to the Lux, but they need to get back to the base. The Nexus turrets are down already. This is a massive backdoor. They have to instantly one-pop this Caston, and they're not going to be able to touch him. That's going to be game 2 over to Miners, and they're going to take a 2-0 lead in this best of 5 and be at match point.
This is going to be a do-or-die moment for Blooming Lotus right now. They either bring us to game 4 or they give the series 3-0. So stay tuned, and we'll be back for game number 3. Alright, everyone, welcome back to draft for game number 3. This is going to be a do or die moment for Blooming Lotus, as Miners did select blue side again. Or blue side as they did for game number 1. Oh, Lotus chose red side, yeah, that's what I meant. It's currently 2-0 in the favor of Miners. Let's see what the bans are going to be this time, if you're going to change up anything or just keep going with the same momentum that they started with. We've got the Yon Santa band, followed up by the Yasuo.
I would have definitely liked to see Blue Lotus change their bans, but it looks like they're just sticking with it.
They don't want to see the Yon, they don't want to see Yasuo, and they don't want Rumble, but you know, they left out the Kassadin, the Orianna.
And the Kassadin was worse than Orianna. Kassadin just completely pulled away. I want to say almost had a 200 CS lead at the end of the game. But we're seeing the Pantheon again.
But this time they chose to pick J4 into that, which honestly, he's a very strong jungler right now, so...
He's a good facilitator for his team. The knockups and everything. And there's a Nico. I'm hoping it's Nico mid. That's a good controlling mid lane pick.
But that's also a Syndra doing Syndra things.
She's got a scale. But it's a single target Syndra. That's the difference between the Nico and the Syndra. The Nico ult is an AoE that can have a big potential impact in a team fight and turning it around. The Syndra is just looking to blow up a single target. Definitely going to be always looking for that damage. Or the Nico to negate the ult.
Miners did elect to go Rel.
That's a Taric.
No one picked Briar. So yeah, it's a Taric versus a Rel. Alright, we see Misfortune banded on the side of Blooming Lotus. Followed up by the Jax ban. Now, Miners chose to ban both Seraphine and Ezreal.
Seen the Kai'Sa taken by Blooming Lotus for their bot lane. So it's going to be Kai'Sa, Taric, Purple Gang in that bot lane to kind of start setting up.
Ooh. That is the biggest Kai'Sa counter if I've ever seen one. Vayne is extremely strong right now. Kai'Sa's going to have to play that lane near perfectly in order to outscale the Vayne. Alright, and the last pick is Fiora for Miners. They did leave the Fiora open in their bans, so...
That kind of negates any big tank in that top side, because Fiora's just going to shred through it. So they might have been aware that they're just going to look for something like the Ornn again. But that's an Amumu.
I'm not feeling that Amumu pick right now.
Is that a oops?
Nope.
Nothing said yet. Looks like it is the Amumu.
I don't know how Amumu fits into this. Unless it's dark top and they're pulling out something wild.
I don't think it'll be dark top.
I just don't see how an Amumu can compete with a Fiora.
It is going to
I
be the rel support in Pantheon Jungle again. It'd be odd to see a Jarvan top. I think he would be better in that jungle position, making those plays, being proactive.
It is Jarvan top of Moo jungle.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is going to be interesting. The Jarvan into the Fiora matchup. Still a bit of counterplay for the Fiora. She does have that true damage come through, so that's something that Jarvan's going to have to pay attention to.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest here. I'm not loving the draft for Blooming Lotus. I feel like they kind of cut themselves short putting J4 in a solo lane. They have a lot of damage on the side of mine right now. But the Fiora top, the Pantheon Syndra, the Vayne Rel. If Rel goes in and gets a lockdown onto the Kai'Sa or the Tark, I don't know if there's much that the bot lane of Blooming Lotus can do to get out of that, unless they take cleanse of some sort and get out. But they're gonna need to play this lane very well and very safely.
Yeah, it's definitely something that if they fall behind, it's gonna start hurting a lot as the scaling does come through for miners this game. There's definitely a lot of wombo combo for Lotus. I don't necessarily know where the damage is going to coming from besides that Kai'Sa, unless it's lethality Jarvan, who's going to just look to kind of one-shot the squishies with his ult. But it's gonna ultimately come down to how well this Kai'Sa can play in that bot lane to kind of pull their team back into the series. Otherwise, they're done and their journey into the playoffs is over. So it's gonna have to come down to that bot lane trying to get ahead while the Vayne's trying to get into the later game.
And I can tell you, as like pretty much a Kai'Sa one trick, Vayne is one of the people that as soon as I see that locked in, I start to panic. So it will be interesting to see how she plays this lane out, and if she can hold her own against the Rel Vayne combo. So, in your opinion, who won draft?
I feel like Miners is a more traditional team comp.
Yeah.
They're looking to team fight, they're looking to fight. They do have that split push potential in the Fiora. I don't know how well the Jarvan would do into that.
What Kai'Sa's a split pusher?
ADC should not split push double lift.
Alright, we are gonna go on a quick spectator delay to get ready for game number 3, so don't go anywhere. I'm ready.
And it's not the chroma that you wanted, Emily, on that Kaisa skin.
What?
But it is the free nip Tarek skin.
Jim!
Marty Tarek showing off his nips for the
Jim.
world to see. What?
Not on stream. I was kind of hoping to see that new Kaisa chroma, but sad. I think I'm the only one that has all the skins in chroma.
Since we got Tarek, we should have gotten Gragas this game. Then we would
Ah,
have had
yes.
the true essence of beauty.
The true essence of beauty. Oh, yeah.
Minions have spawned.
Alright, looks like your standard. Again, 5 points are nothing crazy, nothing wild. Again, both junglers starting bot side.
I'm the happiest.
The dance off. Alright, come on guys, dance.
Oh, Syndra ruined it.
Oh, our mics are quiet apparently.
Syndra ruined it. I saw, I don't know about Fiora, but there was definitely purple gang going on between. Oh yeah, she ruined it as well. Purple gang going on between Pantheon, Vayne, and Rel in that jungle.
Yeah.
Fiora had to go IG, and Syndra needed to play the prestige skin. So rude.
What did you want them to play?
Listen, they needed to go purple.
Oh,
If over half the team commits to a color gang, you gotta commit to the color gang. But we're seeing just the Fiora just bully this Jarvan already.
hey Jim, can you... Oh, yeah, I don't think you can turn up your mic, can you?
No.
Okay. The wizard behind the curtain's gonna turn him up. What?
That'll be fun.
Oh,
If we go
what?
silent, we apologize, but Brendan, you might have to jump in if they get all of a sudden both Emily and I stop speaking, because apparently there's internet issues in our area.
That first blood goes over to Pantheon, and then Pantheon gets executed to the turret. That
A new
feels
challenger
bad,
has
man.
approached in the Amumu. I'm looking for an engage with the remount.
It's the purple squad.
That's why I said that Fiora and Syndra need to go purple gang.
Yes. I mean, the Syndra's keeping up tempo here, so.
And more importantly, the CS is currently fairly even in that mid lane. And engage by the Rel, trying to get onto the Kaisa. The W from the Pantheon, flash forward from the Vayne, is going to secure the kill onto the Kaisa. Pantheon's been all over the map this early game, making that advantage for both top and bot lane now.
Yeah, I had a feeling that the bot lane was gonna be a little rough. Now Boo was even during the laning phase last game, and then was kind of outscaled. But it looks like Pantheon's gonna get caught by the Amumu here. The bandage tosses do land, and that Nico just secures that kill on Pantheon.
Good rotation over from Nico to help out the Amumu and make sure that the Pantheon does go down there.
This Jarvan is struggling up in top lane.
He also has the interesting start of going Doran's Blade into tier and refillable. So he's not going to have that much damage. While the Fjord's going to have that true damage proc as well as the longsword on top of their Doran's Blade.
We're gonna have to keep an eye on the Syndra stacks to see where her winter there.
Level 6 comes out for the Syndra, and the ult comes out as well to make sure that the Nico goes down, and that's going to be put Nico for worse for wear as she's now getting down 10 CS. Fjord's ulting the Jarvan topside, does get the kill off. Amumu comes bot side. The Vayne has to back off because they're likely going to go down. The Rel does land the stun, but is going to end up going down to save the Vayne.
Yeah, Vayne just needs to back out and kind of base come back.
Honestly, what I think Lotus might be in their head a little bit too much at the start of this game. They have the right idea, but they kept on second guessing themselves, as it looked like, where they were like, okay, we need to reset, no, Drake, reset, no, Drake, before finally going and doing the Drake after getting the kill on Terrell and the Syndra being out of lane because she backed. They had the priority there. Pantheon was able to invade the topside jungle in exchange to that for that Drake, though.
I feel like this is just kind of one of those moments where they kind of know that they have it in the bag, but they have to kind of not play too.
Moon was coming back in
greedy.
bot lane. The
Misses
bandage
the-
toss is short.
This Kai'Sa does have a CS lead on the Vayne. I feel like they've been fighting a lot more than farming. This Kai'Sa's taking a lot of damage, but the Ignite does come out onto the Vayne. So Vayne falls to Taric here.
That was a good trade for the Vayne. She got the kill while the Taric was the one that secured the kill for the Vayne. The wave's going to be pushing towards that turret for the Vayne, so she's not going to miss out on a lot of CS. Good roam by Nico, as well as a Pop Blossom to get to. That's a kill into the Pantheon for them. A double kill currently for the Nico. Boo is having a much better start to this game. That's going to be a 3-4-0, and the Herald for Lotus. That's a good rotation, good play.
I mean, the Herald is still up, right? Or did they get the Herald?
We got it. The Amumu has it in its inventory.
Oh, wait. Okay. I mean, the Jarvan's made a little bit of a comeback here, so it's just a very odd top lane pick.
Yes, it is a very odd top lane pick. Need to see that Nico kind of catch up in that CS, but this is a big engage by this Rel. Kai'Sa ulting defensively Tark ult now coming out forces the flash away from the Vayne, but the Pantheon ult does come in. The W lands onto the Taric and not the Kaisa. Teleport in as well as the flash. Jarvan's able to get a kill onto the Vayne. Pantheon gets a double kill before getting killed off by the Taric. Neeko roamed partially down, but didn't come all the way down. And instead, it's just giving turret plates up in mid lane.
I mean, she's 30 CS down right now, even though she's 3-1 and... No, she's not 3... Yeah, she's 3-1. Fiora looks like she's gonna secure tier 1 if she's able to get that minion wave, but minions are not in your favor, my friend.
We're looking for an engage onto the Vayne with just the true damage tier.
Oh my
but the
God.
Jarvan rotated down and they're gonna get a kill onto this Vayne as well as a second one onto the Rel.
Where is this team then for the last 2 games?
They're making plays, but it's going to be a sacrifice to a lot. As the first turret does fall off lane to that Fiora, who's just getting a bigger lead, being up there by herself, but then trying to snowball the Kaisa into further. The Pop Blossom comes out. The Flash does not get the Syndra out. The ult does not kill the Neeko. The QE barely doesn't do enough damage to get the Neeko. But the Neeko needs to be careful. The Pantheon's like, I know you're here somewhere. But he's going to have to turn around to try to peel for the Syndra.
Ooh, nice
the engage from the Pantheon onto the Kaisa goes down with the Fiora teleporting in.
I think Fiora gets a tier 2 here. Wow, that Fiora just pops the Taric.
It's a double for Jarvan there, but the true damage strike from the Fiora does get a return kill onto that Amumu.
She's just able to get out, but she needs to not path that way.
She might be able to just do whatever she wants if the Vayne does enough damage.
I mean, that's a 5-2 and 2 Jarvan against a 3-1 and 2 Fiora. I think, you know, he got a lot of kills by roaming, but
Those plays coming, that teleport down and then that walk down after backing did get a lot for him in regards to kills, but Fiora was able to get a 20 CS lead as well as that top turret to herself. Bro, with a 2-man ultimate here. They're looking to try to get more down, but here comes the Taric. Oh, it does land across the entire team. This is a big fight for Lotus. Zhonya's by the Syndra. It does not do enough as she goes down as well. This is going to be the second Drake here for Lotus. Fiora does need to push harder as it's expected that she gets something here in response for those 2 kills and that Drake. Jarvan is moving his way towards that top side though.
I don't know if Jarvan has what it takes to stop the Fiora though. Alone, anyways. I mean, he does have the Triforce, does have the pretty steel cap, but Amumu is 1-1-7 without a completed item yet.
I believe he's sitting on a fairly decent amount of gold though.
Yeah, he's sitting at 1100.
Yeah, so that's his mythic right there. which will likely be the Jack show for the team.
Jarvan back up top lane to deal with the Fiora. Both players have bounties on them. 250 on the Fiora and 500 on the Jarvan. That's going to be a big shutdown to whoever gets it.
There's the good communication from miners as they do tell the Fiora to back off. Syndra is bot side trying to look for this tier 1. Jarvan goes in onto the Fiora, getting a fair amount of chunk damage down. The ult does come out, but it just locks the oof.
Lock the Fiora in.
Locks the Fiora in. The shutdown onto the Kai'Sa, but the Kai'Sa does get killed as well. Pantheon ult does come out. Vayne catches out the Jarvan as he tries to flag and drag. Forces out the flash there. Vayne flashes forward, gets a shutdown onto the Jarvan. The Amumu blows his ult trying to get out. Pop Blossom comes out, only lands onto the Rel. Syndra is trying to put out the damage. The ult from Taric does slow it down as Taric does end up dying to the Syndra, as well as the ult from the Syndra getting a double kill onto the Nico. Kai'Sa flashing forward way too aggressively, just wants those kills, does not have ult. The Q, this follow-up of the CC, the Kai'Sa just disrespectfully goes in for a 2-on-1 and gets CC'd to death.
Fiora is here to deal with the Jarvan, but
she's just taking the better of Jarvan now. She's got the Tiamat, she's got the Vampiric Scepter for some additional light speed. She sidestepped the flag and drag. She's trying to get the kill onto the Jarvan. It's not able to, and is not able to get the heal from the ultimate. But meanwhile, topside, tier 2 and top lane falls to the Pantheon Vayne.
it's
Lotus
16 to 16 with a 3k gold lead on the side of miners.
Lotus is getting is even in kills, but is just losing due to what is coming after in these cross map plays.
Oh my
Good
God.
Pop Blossom from Nico. Flash forward trying to get it, but a huge flash stun from the Rel to make sure that Syndra gets out. Here comes the Pantheon ult onto the backline. The turret does stun, which allows the Kai'Sa to get closer to the turret. Nico's getting chased down by the Vayne, who's now on a killing spree.
I feel like that was just for Nico flashing their mastery all game. Now they had to like shut them down and prove to them.
Mumu's not in a good spot. Is forced to flash here. Fortunately, the Fiora does not have Spear of Sojourn, will not be able to just repeatedly press Q, but the Rel does get there as well. A Mumu ult blown for no reason as they were not getting out of there. Tried using the Scuttle, who had just betrayed him by bringing him closer to the Pantheon. Tier 1 in mid, it's gonna get traded, but at the cost of the Fiora.
Ooh. The Tark is doing his best to protect the Kai'Sa, but
Big
that's
Rel
insane.
all onto both the Kai'Sa and the Taric. That's 2 kills now over after a chase into that bot river. Jarvan is pushing top, does not have teleport, will not be able to join. Gonna just settle for trying to get this tier 2 top lane for himself. As cross map plays go in the favor of both teams.
I don't think he'll be able to take this turret before.
The Rel and the Fiora are there. As well as the Syndra is behind them. He's caught out in his own jungle. Flag and drag to get them out. this QE stun onto the Jarvan is going to put the Syndra onto a rampage. And Nico hiding in their own jungle. Amumu's going to face check this Fiora, though, who gets the ult proc off already. Amumu's just getting shredded here as the Vayne comes over, pins him against the wall. That's another kill for Miners as they're just rampaging through the topside jungle of Lotus. It's just the Nico mid lane to try to defend this turret. She does have the Pop Blossom ult if she can get any type of CC, but looks like she's just gonna back off here.
No, I don't think she can. And I just feel like she's got a Syndra has a 62 or a 42 gold lead, 62, yeah, something like that. CS lead on the Nico.
The Pop Blossom does land onto the Vayne, but the Taric unfortunately takes the shutdown onto the Syndra. As both Nico and Jarvan fall in the mid lane. Rel ulting. I don't know if it was trying to be funny with teammates or just taunt the enemy team there. But they're now just turning that 3-man squad onto the Baron. Vayne at Rageblade and Kraken is just going to start shredding through this.
It's interesting that Kaisa opted to go Hail Blade.
Amumu is there, but the Fiora's right behind the Amumu. She's just going to chase him off. He's trying to get away. The Vayne blows her away. That's a shutdown by the Jarvan. This is colossally going wrong. The Fiora dashes in and takes the Baron.
Oh my gosh.
They just have to see what they can do to get out. The Vayne is popping off. And as that's a double kill for the Syndra. Now looking for a triple kill onto the Nico. The Syndra ult comes out, and that is going to be a triple kill. I thought that was going to completely go wrong after the Jarvan took out that Pantheon really quick at the start of that Baron fight. I thought the Amumu was just going to queue in and smite. End up just focusing the team, and the Fiora was able to dash in, get the last hit.
Now, the Syndra is trying to open up the base of Blooming Lotus, but doesn't have the minion wave to do that, so we just gracefully back out here.
I think it's more important for Miners to kind of protect those 2 Baron buffs that they did get out of there, but we're seeing the Vayne get aggressive towards the Nico. The flash forward from the Taric, the flash forward from the Nico as well to get the CC onto the Vayne. She is going to get shut down by the Amumu. Kaisa ults in as the Pantheon gets a double kill before going down to the Kaisa. Syndra's got to be careful here. She's a little bit under half health. Could potentially get one shot by the Jarvan here. Huge damage comes out, but the Syndra flashes away as well as throws out the ult to get a kill onto the Jarvan. A bit of bait there as Fiora's just pushing away topside. Is going to get this top inhib turret and then try to get out. The flash is met with the bandage toss, but she's still able to walk out.
We have Baron up in about 10 seconds, and it's a mountain. Or I'm sorry, Drake. I can talk tonight.
Good Taric ult makes it so that the Fiora is the first one to go down in that fight. Rel getting the CC thrown at her. Vayne and Syndra are there with their ults, though. Something to keep in mind. Jarvan walks in with on top of Vision, but just gets instantly blown up. The Tarek is gone
Oh my
already.
gosh.
Vayne is just shredding through this team with true damage as a double kill goes over to the Vayne.
This is an 11 and 4 Vayne. There's double-digit kills on a lot of members of minors right now.
And she hit her 3-item power spike. She's got that Blade of the Rune King, which is just going to make her hit heavier into these tanks and slow people down so she can just continue to tumble, continue to auto, and chase them down in these team fights. Pop Blossom out from the Nico, but the Syndra ult just sentences Nico to her doom. As both the mid inhib and top inhib goes down, and Miners just looks to put their eyes towards that bot turret.
Okay, there, Jim. I can hear you.
Yeah.
I know that like this is a much different game than we saw like closer.
It was closer in the beginning. It's not so much close anymore. It has grown to be kind of difficult to deal with. The Syndra has scaled. The Vayne has scaled. The Fiora is just obnoxious in these side lanes, where there's not really much that anybody can really do. There's too much true damage that comes through from the side of Miners. They have the true damage from the Fiora, they have the execute from the Syndra, they have the true damage from the Vayne. It's one of those things that you kind of sit there and go like, okay, who do we kill and how do we kill them first without one of us getting blown up? And it's just so hard to do when you're lacking this vision. Yeah.
No, I agree with you. It's just I was kind of hoping that like Lotus could turn it around, but the damage coming out from the Syndra and the Vayne is just incredible. And something to note is that Fiora does have a 40 stack Ravenous Hydra, so it's fully stacked. She's not as fed as the rest of the members of her team, but you know, she's doing a lot of work.
Looks going on the Syndra, but just instantly gets chunked out and then ulted and just disappears. The Kaisa ults in, trying to get the return kill. The flash, she's trying to get closer, but the Fiora is there, just chasing down, which allows the Q from the Syndra to come through. But it looks like Fiora just going to trade her life for the Syndra's escape. But the 3-man squad is just on Baron, just taking it. And there was no way for them to even try to respond, as Nexus turrets are being hammered by super minions in the base of Lotus.
Yeah. You can see like the pings are going wild right now.
If the Fiora wasn't more already difficult to deal with, he just completed Hullbreaker.
Oh god. Yeah, this is the base is looking in shambles for Blooming Lotus right now. Alright, so we've got a 300 gold bounty on Pantheon, 700 on Syndra, 150 on Vayne. Are they going to be able to get a shutdown before the end of the game? Because now that Hullbreaker is online, it's going to be even harder to kill Fiora. I'm saying no here. that Pantheon ult just kind of solidified the game for miners here.
But no, I thought they were
okay.
they were tanking a lot of turret shots, but apparently that didn't matter, as the Vayne decided that that wasn't enough and needed to flash onto that base.
Oh my god. Alright, that is game number 3 over to miners, making this a 3-0 series. This was definitely a banger. Very very wild series. We'll just leave it at that. I would like to defend this ult was a bait grouping. Okay, alright, Pantheon. Alright, we got some interview peeps coming in. Alright. Drag. Hello.
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 How are you guys?
Good. Very good after that match.
I was gonna say, how are you feeling after that 3-0?
You know, honestly, I didn't expect it, but it was tough. There was a lot of times where it was close. One mistake on either side would have completely changed it.
Some of those fights, I think we did play a bit weird to say on our side. We may have made a couple mistakes, and by a couple I mean a lot.
Yeah, I definitely noted for next time not to dive a full HP Ornn.
Yeah.
Definitely noted.
Ornn is one of those champs that is tanky and also does stupid damage. And
Hey, you know what? You can't blame me for trying.
yeah,
You know what? I give
You're
you an
limit
A for
testing.
effort, okay?
Exactly.
Limit
That's what matters.
testing, yeah.
limit testing. So the next time that you play Ornn,
Alright, so what were some of the biggest issues Blooming Lotus presented during the game? Because like they seem to
I
be
definitely
coordinated around like objective team fights in the early game, but
Yeah, I definitely think their strongest point was their team fights. They were like actually like synergizing really well their champion combos and like just where they needed to be in some of those team fights. And since we weren't really like playing our team fights the greatest, I think those team fights are literally the toughest part for us. They're like objective control. I don't think like I'm not trying to like flame or anything, but I don't think their objective control was that big. It's just that they were really good at just fighting together that it really hindered us.
okay. And no, any behind the scenes strategy insight you can give to the Pantheon Rel blue side priority?
I don't know. Our jungle is just a Pantheon one trick. So
Yeah, you give our jungler Pantheon, he'll do something. That's our priority.
Alright, because like I'm not gonna lie, it's been a long time since I've seen a Pantheon jungle. So it was definitely something different for me at least.
Yeah, well, we've tried to get him to play Jarvan, and that didn't go well. So Pantheon's the next best bet.
Alright. So looking forward to your semifinals, what are you looking to for your matchup against Dino Roars?
Okay, so last time we played them, I think it was just an off day for us. We were just playing really bad. Our communication was bad. I think like all of us are just like not on a good day for that game. So I think definitely going into our semifinals match against them, we're gonna try to go in there like very level-headed, like very concentrated and stuff like that. And I think, yeah, as long as we focus on our strategy and keep what we've been doing throughout the rest of the season, I think we can very easily take the game.
I'm gonna agree with him here. Last time against that, I kind of let the first loss get into my head a little too much than it should have, and I just completely threw the rest of the series.
It happened to the best of us. Now the top, just for the top laner. Your top lane was like explosive. What was like the matchup with Malvo? Do you have like a lot of experience laning against the J4, or was it just something that like you got a comfort champion and you were just able to play it out how you expected?
Yeah, I've been practicing Fiora, especially recently. I've actually never seen the Jarvan top lane in my life, but I mean, it did work pretty well. Although I think the only thing that was an issue with him is granted, my parry stun timings are horrible. If I was better, I could have completely stopped his flag Q every time.
Okay. And let's see. Now, how are you able to generate a massive gold lead in the mid lane with like scaling champions like Cassidy and Ori? And like, how did you translate that into mid and late game?
I think it was just some like minor mistakes that I was able to capitalize on the Lux. She would step up for harassment, and then her cooldowns would be like down. So I would just go in, and she would not back off. She would continue trying to trade with me, and because I'm taking these positive trades, and like I'm on Cassidon, I have like fleet footwork, so I'm gonna win the trade back on like all my health and everything. I just think these minor like trading mistakes that the mid laner made just let me like win laning phase and build these massive CS advantages, which let me just get to my power spikes quicker and then dominate from the rest of there with how powerful I am.
I mean, you definitely played a very impressive mid lane. I'll give you that. Like, you capitalized on like all of the mistakes, any like missteps or misplays that they made. You were right on top of it.
Yeah,
you're the jungler. You sit down, buddy. Your jungler's talking in Twitch chat.
Yeah. He wanted to be here, but
Yeah, well, he already got an interview, so like it's
yeah,
it's
we
other
had to
people's
give the top laner. It's his first time.
Yeah.
Is there anyone that you are worried about going up against?
I mean, last time we played EZH Alliance, I think we got like stomped by them. So, I think they're probably like the biggest ones that we should like worry about and look to. After scouting them though and like reviewing our games, I definitely do think I have the like game plan against them and why we lost. So I think our next like matchup against them will go much more in our favor.
I'm gonna hold you to that because, like, actually, Invicta was one of teams that I worked with when I was in their org, so I will be interested to see that that game play out. But I let you guys go celebrate with your team. Congratulations on the win. You guys played amazing. Very well
Thank
done.
you.
Thank you.
All right, see you.
Have a good
See
night,
ya.
guys. All right, and that is going to be it for us here at ALL. Brendan, do you have anything else that you want me to add? All right. Thank you, Jim, for coming in and helping out with casting. And thank you all for tuning in because this wouldn't be a cast without all of you. So thank you so much, and I hope you guys have a wonderful evening.